first way to turn a woman on without touching her on my list today is to be yourself. Yes, my kings. One of the biggest mistakes a lot of kings make when trying to get a woman or trying to turn her on is trying too much, wanting to prove themselves too much to the woman. Most times, in fact, all the time, less is more. It is better you do less than you do more. You just have to come to the terms that just as much as a woman just being a woman is enough value for her to bring to the table, it is the same way that you just being a man is enough value for you to bring to the table. So don't overthink it. Don't try thinking of ways to please her. Don't try thinking of, oh, what can I do to make her think I'm the best man? Now, when you think about these things too much, what it does is you become tensed and nervous. And one thing is sure, women can smell nervousness from a distance. And when a woman sees that you're nervous around her, now she begins to think you can't handle her. She begins to think you're not capable of handling her. And when she sees you that way, definitely that will be a great turn off. That is why it is better for you to just be yourself. Go with the mindset that the fact that you are a man is enough value for you to bring to the table, and it's enough to turn her on. You being yourself, being masculine, being your most authentic self should be enough to turn her on. If you feel like you need to do more to turn her on, then she's definitely not the woman for you. Because like I mentioned, when you try to do more, you become tensed and you become nervous. And when a woman senses that you're nervous and tensed around her, she thinks she has power over you. She thinks you cannot handle her. She thinks you are not man enough for her. So that would be a huge mistake. That is why, my kings, being your most authentic self is the very first way to turn a woman on without touching her. Another way to turn her on without touching her is to hold eye contact. Now, my kings, holding eye contact shows confidence and interest, and it is a known fact that women are drawn to confident men. And also, you showing interest in whatever it is that she's telling you at that moment, or showing interest in her by holding eye contact, shows her that you really want her. And that alone can turn her on and make her desire you. But when you don't hold eye contact, she begins to think you are shy. And when she believes or thinks that you are shy around her, she begins to also believe that she can overpower you. That means she has more confidence than you do. And because she sees that, it will be a huge turn off. She will begin to think again, like the first point, you can't handle her. You can't even hold eye contact with her. Now that begins to show her that maybe also you're not even interested in her. And all these things are going to take away from the moment and definitely be a huge turn off. That is why as a king, you have to make sure that you're holding eye contact. That doesn't also mean that you should just gaze at her blankly. Whilst you're holding eye contact, if she's saying something to you, make sure that you also respond. Like, you can respond with a nod. You can respond by, saying something. Just make sure that you're not just gazing at her and it looks like you are lost in her eyes or lost in what she's saying. As much as you're holding eye contact, make sure to make it interactive. Make sure that you also take your eyes off once in a while so you don't look like a creep. So yes, my kings, holding eye contact is definitely another step when you want to turn a woman on without touching her. Another way to turn her on without touching her is to compliment her. Yes, my kings, we as women naturally love compliments. But here, because the goal is for you to turn her on, you have to make sure you compliment her about things that are really who she is. Don't just throw compliments at her, maybe from things you know that other women might like or things you've heard that other women like. Please make sure to be specific about your compliments. Give her compliments based off of what you know about her, based off of what you can see or what you sense from getting to know her. So please, my kings, if she's a woman you're just getting to know and you don't really know much about her, you can just keep the compliments at things that has to do with maybe her smile, her dressing, the way she walks, the way she talks, her voice, or her eyes. Things that are just basic that you can just see from looking at her. Don't go deeper to say things that might not be who she really is, because that will be a turn off. Now, women know who they are. So if you are giving her a compliment where she just knows that you're trying to flatter her, that will not be a turn on for her. That's why you have to make sure that the compliment you're giving is something that's actually real and who she really is. that is what will really turn her on, because she will sit and think, oh, okay, he actually notices this about me. That means he pays attention to me. That means he knows me, like he's beginning to know me more. And that will be a turn on, because that will be something that will get in her head and make her to continue thinking about how you are so interested in her that you started noticing these things about her and started complimenting her on them. So yes, my kings, complimenting her is definitely another thing you should do to turn her on without touching her. Another thing you need to do to turn her on without touching her is to listen more and say less. Now, my kings, generally, a man who talks too much is a huge turn off for women. But in this case, especially if it's a woman you're just getting to know, make sure that you say less. Now, this is because women love it when they feel like you're interested in them and you want to know so much about them. And they also see it as a huge turn on when you're not talking too much about yourself. Now, that takes away from the moment. She feels like, okay, you are just all about you, you, you. But when you pay more attention to her, she sees that you're interested in her and interested in getting to know her. That is already a huge turn on for any woman. And also, if it's not a woman you're getting to know, let's say she's your woman already, you know that you being mysterious is one quality every king should actually have. So when she doesn't know much about you, when you don't say too much and you let her discover you, that is a huge turn on for us women. And that is why it is good that you say less. That doesn't mean you shouldn't talk. That doesn't mean you shouldn't be expressive. After all, you're a human being. You should express yourself, but you shouldn't do it overboard. It is not manly for you to just be, going on and on and on about you, about you, about you. Or even if it's not about you, you're just, talking, talking, talking. That would definitely be a huge turn off. That is why, my kings, it is very important that you listen more. Listen more. Make her feel like, okay, you really want to get to know her. You're interested in her. That alone would turn her on. She will go home thinking, oh wow, he's really interested in me. He wants to know me more. He doesn't even say much about himself. He wants to know how he can get to know me better. That alone is a huge turn on, my kings. That is why it is important that you listen more and say less. Now, the last thing you need to do to turn her on without touching her on my list today is to make her feel desired. Now, my kings, simply knowing that we are desired by you as women is a huge turn on for us. This is the thing. Knowing that we turn you on is enough turn on for us, naturally. So when you make a woman feel genuinely desired by you, that is already a huge turn on for her. When you say things that makes her know that you desire her, you want to, have her, that alone will make her want you too. That alone will turn her on, so much so that if she's even bold enough, she might be the one requesting for the main thing. Yes, my kings, that is why you have to make sure that you make a woman feel desired. But my kings, in all this, you have to also make sure you're paying attention to her reactions to the things you say and the things you do. Because when you're flirting with her, let's say you're giving her wings, you're licking your lips while you're looking at her, you're biting your lips, or maybe you're doing things around her, your body language, you're moving your body in ways that subtly shows that, okay, I want to eat you up without actually saying it or without actually touching her. You have to also watch how she reacts to your reaction. Watch how she moves her body. Watch the things she says back to you. That would help you know better how to deal with her, because of course it is different things for different women. Yes, making us feel desired is something that generally turns us on, but for one woman it might be the wings, whilst for another woman it might just be your simple smile or just how you nod to the things you say or how you respond to what she says to you. These things can just turn different women on, but make sure you pay attention to how she reacts to it, and that will definitely help you turn her on without even touching her. So that's it for this video, my kings. These are 5 ways to turn a woman on without touching her. Please do let me know if you found this video interesting and informative as well. Do well to subscribe if you haven't done that already. Turn on the notification bell, like this video, drop a comment down below, share this video with your family and friends, and see you in the next one.